Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, ashe, ashe. Funga alafia, modupwe ashe, modupwe ashe, modupwe ashe.
Good morning and welcome to the SEIU District 1199 Juneteenth Celebration. My name is Samara Knight and I'm Executive Vice President for the Union. We are excited to see you here on a beautiful Saturday morning and to finally announce Juneteenth as a federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery. Our Juneteenth program was designed to start your Saturday off right, lifting up the struggle and celebrating the success of Black people all over this world. Today, we give honor to our ancestors who lived through times unthinkable, unbearable, picking cotton for the white man, forced to work in the hot sun, the pouring rain, in the dead of winter outside freezing, taking care of the white man and his family, his farm, his house, spitting on, beaten, raped, hung from trees, yet somehow never broken. Always driven by hope and a deep understanding of our greatness. They never believed the lie that they were less than. They knew there was a promise of better tomorrow. Driven by the hope that they will be back running their own land, ruling their own nation, building their own houses, queens and kings and rulers of their own land. We have come a long way from the days when our people were enslaved, and we must honor and recognize our progress. Our ancestors paved the road so we can have a better life. But we must also never get satisfied until we are fully restored and our families have been given a world that honors and respects them. We have a long way to go, sisters and brothers. June 19th, 1865, 156 years ago, the final liberation of our people enslaved in Texas. And now today, those shackles are replaced with mass incarceration, mass discrimination, police violence against our people, racism in every institution of our country. It is time to wake up, stand up, and reclaim what we built. And remember, nobody's free until everyone is free. Sisters and brothers, today I celebrate with you the liberation of our ancestors and encourage everyone participating today to not let your sword down. We must not stop our fight until we all are free. Again, it is great to see you all, and I hope today sparks or re-sparks that fire in your heart to see justice for all people. I'd like to turn the program over to my friend, my sister, our union president, President Williams, who has led the union with 100% commitment to the center of racial justice in all that we do. She is fearless in her fight for equity and equality and backs down from no one who challenged her to take sides of the oppressor. My sister, Becky Williams.
Thank you so much, Samara. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for this incredible celebration. I am honored to stand with you today and look back at Black history and to celebrate the strength and the courage of Black communities. Centuries of collective action has allowed for the advancements of rights and protections. Determination and the demand for justice has opened the doors for expanded opportunities and change. Harriet Tubman once said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer, and always remember you have within you the strength and the patience and the passion to reach for the stars and change the world." Today, we unite together to celebrate the dream and the dreamers, those that sacrificed and those that have changed this world. Juneteenth is also an opportunity for us to recommit to the work that remains undone. In SEIU, we have pledged to lead the fight for racial and economic justice for all. And even during the pandemic, we took to the streets to demand that justice. Please take a minute and sit back and relax and enjoy this video that shows some of those fights and also lays out the battle ahead.
In 2020, SEIU members and worker leaders led a national demand for racial and economic justice that challenged corporate power and called on candidates up and down the ticket to embrace unions for all as part of a bold progressive agenda. Through a global pandemic, an economic downturn, and fight for Black lives, SEIU members and organizing leaders worked tirelessly to take back our country and fight to protect everyone's right to vote. We drove the largest program in our union's history to mobilize a multiracial coalition of Black, Latinx, AAPI, and white voters to build power and win justice. Yet almost immediately, Republican leaders joined with white nationalists in a campaign of misinformation designed to undermine confidence in the election and violently overturn the results. 100 days after the inauguration, the landscape is becoming clear. Right now, right-wing legislators are advancing. 361 voter suppression bills in 47 states, 148 election interference bills in 36 states, 34 anti-worker bills in 16 states, 211 bills undermining women's reproductive rights, and 83 anti-protest bills so far in 2021 alone. Yet none of this is new. We have been in this fight before, and we know what has to be done. We are ready to mobilize our members in every legislature, every district, and every precinct to fight for racial justice, economic justice, the environment, access to quality health care, immigrant rights, and unions for all workers. We know 2022 will be a tough year, but we are ready because we know that when we fight, we win.
The landscape is clear. Racist leaders in Congress and in our own neighborhoods want to ensure that we're not successful in ending police violence in Black communities or in winning reparations for the genocide of Black people that Executive Vice President Samara Knight described earlier. They want to stop the fight to eliminate racism and discrimination, and they want to make sure that we're not successful electing political leaders like Nina Turner, political leaders who will not bow down even to the established Democrats that beg for a vote before the election. What do? Stab us in the back the day after the election. We saw over 500 bills that were introduced to take away our right to vote. 31 bills that were targeted at the working people, 31 bills, 83 bills that were designed to criminally charge or stop us from protesting the injustice in our country. Guess what, sisters and brothers? This was not done by chance. There was a plan worked out by white supremacists and the political leaders that carry their torches. The battle ahead is not going to be easy, but this one is a righteous fight and one that we all, you hear me? We all have to help lead. When I think of Juneteenth, I always think of the word liberation. Always. That's the first word that comes to mind. And this connection I'm going to make is on a much smaller scale. But we experienced a little bit of liberation this month when they opened the country back up after the virus hit the world and took away a lot of our rights and freedoms. What we saw pretty quickly, relatively speaking, was we had a nation that came together with solutions and actions to turn it around and restore life as we knew it, or close to normal before the virus attacked. It shows that even when there's mass division, mass disagreement, our nation as a whole can come together, beat back attacks, and drive solutions. National, state, and local elected officials band together from different parties to eradicate this virus. We need that same demand, that same will, that same focus and determination to eradicate racism. And guess what? They're not going to give it to us. We have to demand it. Let today be the day where we all dream. We all dream of a world where all women and all men are truly equal with full equity in our country. As Harriet Tubman said, let that dream and our strength and our passion, I'm going to change her words a little bit. She said our patience. I'm going to say our impatience. Let our impatience drive our collective work to change this world. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. Charge on, take on this fight, and let us all collectively change this world. I want to now turn our program over to our member vice president, Shahira Shear.
What is Juneteenth to me? Juneteenth is a juxtaposition that a people are no longer enslaved, understanding what it means to be free, and asking myself if I really am, or am I shackled by the fears of what ifs. But still, never giving up the fight for what I believe to be true freedom and equal justice for all, no matter race, creed, color, religion, or who you love. Time has passed. Time is here. Will I run out of time to do my part in the necessary work for change? Emancipating the minds of the young and the old and allowing them to understand that we are a powerful people, effervescent and awe-inspiring. Never backing down from the understanding that knowledge is power. And twisted with organization, this world can be changed one action at a time. Hallelujah, we are free-ish. Although it took 901 days to get the message, we are free. But freedom is still miles ahead. That's what Juneteenth is to me.
Hey, my SEIU family. My name is Eric Walker, and I'm executive board member from the Cleveland Public Library. And I just wanted to come today to encourage you on this Jubilee Day, also known as Juneteenth. So what is Juneteenth? Juneteenth is on June 19, 1865, General Gordon Granger was a career U.S. Army officer and a Union general during the American Civil War. Granger is best remembered for his June 19, 1865 proclamation in Texas that all slaves are free, commemorated today by the Juneteenth celebration. General Order Number 3 was a general order which transmitted the news of the Emancipation Proclamation to the residents of Texas and freed all remaining enslaved people in the state. It was issued by Union General Gordon Granger on June 19, 1865 at Ashton Villa upon arriving at Galveston, Texas. Over a month after the formal end of the American Civil War and 2 years after the original issuance of the Emancipation Proclamation. The announcement of the order is the central event commemorated by the holiday of Juneteenth, which originally celebrates the end of slavery in Texas and now increasingly recognized as a symbol of racial justice and freedom nationwide. And the proclamation reads, "The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free, This involves an absolute equality of rights and rights of property between former master and slave, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hire laborer. Now, with the signing of Juneteenth, the National Independence Day Act, it is a federal law. A small victory, but still a victory indeed. June 17, 2021, on Thursday, June 17, 2021, the President of the United States of America signed Senate Bill 475, the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act, which designates Juneteenth National Independence Day as a legal public holiday. African Americans' DNA is woven in the fabric of the United States. For example, we have influenced food and fine dining, music, dance and culture, fashion, and the many inventions that we've created in the United States. These United States wouldn't be the economic power it is today without the free labor that our ancestors were forced to contribute. So let's look at Juneteenth, the National Independence Day Act, as a time to celebrate. Let's celebrate those that have finished school and obtained a degree. Let's celebrate those who have launched a business, a Black-owned business, as well as supporting those businesses. Let's celebrate those who advocate for the advancement of Black excellence. Let's celebrate those who speak up for the voiceless and the disenfranchised. And we can just celebrate, we just can't celebrate. We must continue to be vigilant and make sure we're also victorious in getting the For the People Act passed to protect voting rights, the George Floyd Policing Act passed and getting rid of qualified immunity, reparations for the 400 years of destruction and harm done to the African American community, and using our voice, our vote, and our weapon to hold elected officials accountable. Also, we need to continue to study and learn about our African history, learning from our past mistakes, and we must continue to love ourselves and our neighbors. Juneteenth, a National Independence Day, our history, our jubilee, our power. Remember, you are descendants of royalty. Thank you and love you, family.
I've been working on this for a while. I was hoping to see y'all there, so I'm about to get it out. Juneteenth, June 19th, 1865. My soul so alive. Juneteenth, slaves are finally free, but are we? Juneteenth, now we will rise. But in the 13th Amendment, Jim Crow, Emmett Till, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, the struggle is real. How do we deal? Juneteenth, we will celebrate freedom of slavery as we strive to free the mind of slaves. Slavery evolved, slavery inside. Juneteenth, a day of jubilee. Free your mind, body, and soul. My soul, so alive. Thank you.
Come to river. I will come to river. I will come to river. Come to river. Wash my soul. I will come to river. Wash my soul. I will come to river. Wash my soul again. Carry away my dead leaves. Let me baptize my soul with the help of your waters. Sink my veins and complaints. Let the river take them. River, drown them. My ego and my blame. Let me baptize my soul with the help of your waters. Those old me's so ashamed. Let the river take them. River, drown them.
Hello, members of SEIU. I'm Nina Turner. And it is such a pleasure to join you on this day as we recognize Juneteenth. 156 years ago today, the word of emancipation reached Galveston, Texas. That really is the foundational point of Juneteenth. Mother Opal Lee made it her life's mission to make this day a national holiday. And I am especially excited for her because when you are on a mission of this magnitude, sometimes it can be daunting, but she did not relent. And today we celebrate Juneteenth as a national holiday. Big ups to Executive Vice President Knight and also the one and only President Becky Williams. You know, in thinking about this day and all that our colleagues before me have said, I want to draw our attention to the words of one of the greatest union leaders of the 20th century, and that was Asa Philip Randolph. And he said these words: freedom is never given, it is won. Freedom is never given, it is won. Those words ring true today, and they will ring true forevermore, because justice and freedom, they're not destinations. They are, in fact, a journey. And so as today is a step in the right direction, we must continue stepping in the right direction. And so I believe, as the ultimate uplift and recognition of the sacrifices of the ancestors of African Americans in this country, having a holiday is one thing. Making sure we push policy that will truly bring freedom is another. And we can and we must couple all those things. We must keep stepping to ensure that income and wealth equality is real. Let me share a stat with you that the Pew Research study of 2017 identified that the median income for a white household was $171,000, and the median income for a black household was $17,000. We must keep stepping to close the racial, income, and wealth gap. We must keep stepping to ensure that voting rights are never something that could be eroded. We must keep stepping to ensure climate justice. We must keep stepping to deal with the unfinished business of this nation. We must keep stepping to make sure that Medicare for all is a reality. We must keep stepping to ensure that we cancel student debt, which, by the way, has the deepest, most unequal impact on the Black community and particularly Black women. We must keep stepping to ensure that the PRO Act becomes a reality so that workers will have the right to sit across the table and collectively bargain for their wages and for their work conditions. We must keep stepping to make sure that every child in this country is educated in a way that they can live out their greatest greatness. We must keep stepping to make sure that women get their whole damn dollar. We must keep stepping because freedom and justice is not a destination. It is indeed a journey. We must keep stepping to ensure that the American descendants of slaves receive reparations. We must keep stepping until freedom is truly won in every single aspect of human existence. Again, Juneteenth is a recognition. It is a celebration. It is a reflection of the word reaching Galveston, Texas, 156 years ago. The question for us in this particular moment is, what are the things we are willing to do as a society to make sure, to ensure that the journey to freedom is robust and is real? That means that we must push public policies to make it so. Again, so glad to join you. To my SEIU family, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you peace, faith, and we must always keep the fight.
What a fantastic program, marking the day in 1865 when the last group of slaves in Galveston, Texas, were told that they were free. Now, 156 years later, we are celebrating Juneteenth as a federal holiday, signed by President Biden just 2 days ago. Juneteenth is a paid holiday for federal employees in every state and the District of Columbia. Now we must raise our voices to make Juneteenth a paid holiday in every state for all other workers. We fought this battle before. In 1983, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday became a federal holiday. Unfortunately, some states would not make it a state holiday. But through hard work and diligence of everyday folks like you and me, MLK Jr.'s birthday became a holiday in every state. We have the opportunity to do the same to make Juneteenth a state holiday. This is where you come in. You can be part of that effort by contacting your governor, state senators, and representatives, and tell them to support Juneteenth as a state holiday. If you've never been active in politics before, this is a great opportunity to have your voice heard. That's what change is all about, having your voice heard at the local, state, and federal level. Politics affects every aspect of our lives, from where we live, where we eat, education, quality of health services, the air we breathe, and the water we drink. To my sisters and brothers in the Union, make the Juneteenth holiday part of your proposal at the bargaining table. We can pay tribute to all the slaves, our ancestors, and their descendants by being committed to ensure that in order for us to be truly free, there must be equality. Juneteenth is a celebration of our Black heritage, our legacy, our resiliency, and the progress we have made. Sadly, we still have to fight for equality. We can't be quiet or wait for others to do it for us. We must be the catalyst for change. I urge each and every one of you to use the power of your voice and to become an active participant in this journey for true freedom. Thank you for celebrating Juneteenth with us today. Thank you to all who participated in today's celebration. In particular, thank you to former State Senator of Ohio, Nina Turner, our union's endorsed candidate for representative of Ohio's 11th Congressional District. Thank you to the members of SEIU District 1199 who shared their talents with us. We also thank the president of our union, Becky Williams, who encourages and supports the members of this union. And lastly, but absolutely not the least, Samara Knight, Executive Vice President, who puts in so much time and effort to make our Juneteenth celebration a success year after year. Stay safe, be active, be the difference. And by the way, to all the fathers, happy Father's Day in advance.